Welcome back to Raptor-One.
Raptor-One, Voyagers of the Stars. Chapter 18, The Alliance Gambit. A fractured map. The shard's pulse was pulling them toward the next radiant when the signal hit their comms. It wasn't autumn red, nor resonant blue. It was sharp, official, and branded with the unmistakable tone of the Alliance. Kael muttered before Lyra even decoded it. Of course, the choir makes noise, the autumn hunt the noise, and the Alliance shows up to sell silence. The message repeated in clean, metallic cadence. By order of the Alliance High Chancellery, resonance use within secured systems is prohibited. A new containment field will be deployed. Carriers and shards are to submit for stabilization or face neutralization. Juno's breath hitched. Containment field? They can't. Lyra cut her off gently, eyes narrowing. They can, and they have. The shadow of the dampener. At first it was a rumor, but the shard confirmed it. A region of space ahead felt wrong. The pulse that had always carried through resonance dimmed, faltered, then went quiet. Lyra eased Raptor-One around the perimeter of the zone. Instruments read nothing unusual, but through the bond, silence struck like a fist. Kael swore, "I can't feel you. It's like someone cut the line." Juno pressed the shard to her chest, her face stricken. "It's not just us. The shards can't sing in there. If we cross, they'll go dead." Lyra's chest ached. The shard was warm, alive, even in fear. To feel it go silent was like imagining a heartbeat stopping. And yet, across that dead zone, a radiant glowed faint, waiting. The Alliance ship. They weren't alone. At the edge of the dampener's shadow hung a massive Alliance dreadnought. Its hull bristled with emitters, each pulsing faint fields into the void. Smaller escort craft patrolled the perimeter, their weapons idle but ready. A hail came across their comms. "Unidentified vessel. You are entering Alliance jurisdiction. Submit your shards for stabilization. Failure to comply will result in neutralization." Kael barked a laugh. Translation: hand them over or get erased. Lyra muted the line, her jaw tight. "They're not bluffing. That ship is the source of the dampener. If they spread this tech, shards will mean nothing. The promise dies in silence." Juno's hands shook. "We can't let them. The radiants need to be lit. If resonance is silenced across systems." Her voice faltered. She didn't need to finish. The autumn would win without firing a shot. The gambit. The bond hummed with hot discord. Kael's instinct to fight, to cripple the dreadnought before the dampener spread. Juno's desperation to protect the shards without bloodshed, to find another way. Lyra's hollow ache, the knowledge that either path was ruin if chosen alone. The shard pulsed faintly on the console, as if urging, not toward silence, not toward fire, but toward a chord between. Lyra spoke softly. "We don't destroy it. We don't surrender either. We steal the key." Kael blinked. "The key?" "The field isn't just brute force," Lyra said, eyes fixed on the dreadnought. "It's tuned, resonance dampened through precision, which means there's an algorithm, a pattern. If we take it, we can bend it," Juno whispered. "Not silence resonance. Shape it." The bond steadied. Dangerous, but not impossible. Breaking the silence. Raptor-One slid closer, engines masked by the refraction veil the luminarium had gifted. The dreadnought loomed, patient and confident in its certainty. Kael's fingers danced across weapons. Say the word, and I'll make them notice. No, Lyra said, voice sharp. We slip inside the silence. Juno, guide us. For the first time, Juno's gift turned against her. She listened not for song, but for the absence of it, the places where resonance had been cut away. Her breath came ragged, but her hands stayed steady. There's a gap. Left flank, under the emitters. They can't overlap fully. Lyra threaded them through. The ship groaned against the strain of null resonance. The bond dimmed, weaker, thinner, but it held. Inside the dreadnought's shadow, the shard glowed faint and sickly, but its light did not die. Lyra's breath caught. We're in. The Chamber of Silence. They docked in the shadow of a maintenance port, slipping inside before the escorts could notice. The corridors were quiet, too quiet. Even footsteps seemed swallowed, the walls drinking sound. In the core chamber, they found it, a crystalline engine, pulsing faint, its song bent backward into silence. Juno staggered at the sight. They built a shard, twisted to smother its own voice. Kael lifted his rifle. We take the core and run, or we break it here. Lyra touched the glass, her band burning faint. No, we listen. The shard in her hand pulsed, resonating faintly with the dampener's core. For a heartbeat, she felt its pattern, sharp, precise, brutal in its efficiency. It could erase, but it could also protect. If they took it, they could shield shards, bend resonance against autumn certainty. But if the Alliance discovered the theft, they would become hunted not just by autumn, but by every system under Alliance law. The decision. The bond seared, each of them pushing. Kael, break it. Leave nothing for them to use. Juno, take it. Transform it. Make silence into shield. Lyra, caught in the hollow, both paths waited. The shard pulsed once, faint and urgent. Lyra drew a sharp breath. We take it. We turn their silence into a song of our own. Kael's jaw clenched, but he didn't argue. Juno's relief filled the bond like light. They tore the core from its housing. Alarm screamed, not loud, but felt the dampener unraveling. Raptor-One roared back into the void, the shard burning bright once more. Behind them, the dreadnought stirred awake, its fleet forming to pursue. But they carried the silence now, not as a weapon, but as a shield.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to be notified about upcoming releases to the Raptor-One series, please subscribe. This has been a Bad Karma Drone production.